Man, this bike is so dirty. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, John's Moto Garage. We are taking the DRZ out, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about depression and throttle therapy. And while we're at it, I'm going to explore a little bit. Now, from the outset, I will say I'm not an expert when it comes to depression and mental health and things of that nature, so keep that in mind. But I do want to chat a little bit about it. Jackie did a video recently about what she's experienced with postpartum depression. And then also, I think Gasworks Garage did a video recently just talking about it. And I've talked about depression in the past. Depression's no joke. Definitely no joke. It's something that affects all of us, whether directly or indirectly. So, you know, either we're dealing with it on some level. You have more serious levels of depression and less serious. Some people have one crazy bout of depression in their life and then never again, and then others deal with it on a regular basis. But odds are either you deal with depression or you know somebody who deals with depression. And in the last couple of years, I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older and I'm more like, you know, cognizant, more aware of these types of things, or just by coincidence, I don't know. But in the last couple of years, I've seen, whether it be in the news or people I know, I feel like I've been more directly or closely impacted by suicide. So I grew up riding BMX, and while I never met the guy, one of my big heroes in BMX and just like a huge ambassador for the sport is Dave Muir. And some years back, he actually committed suicide. Now, this is a dude who you could argue from an outside perspective. Now, I know, you know, with a little bit more wisdom and experience and maturity in life, most of us by now realize there's no such thing as somebody who's got it made or is, you know, everything's perfect. But anyway, you could argue by many standards that this dude had it figured out, you know. This dude was on the top of his game with BMX. You know, beautiful family, living the good life, you know, by all standards, typically living the good life. Gotta do a wheelie for the kids, man. In this day and age, man, with what's going on, if that wheelie can make their day a little bit brighter, then I'll risk it. And yes, that's actually exactly what I would tell the police officer too if I get pulled over. Anyway, so yeah, Dave Muir took his life. Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park, which I hadn't listened to Lincoln Park in so long, and then that news hit me hard, because that in high school I listened to it from time to time. That's the singer for Lincoln Park, if you don't know. And after hearing about that and then going back and listening to some of their new music, it's like you can hear it in the music, man. Like, the message is so loud and clear. The dude's struggling, you know, he's totally struggling. And you know, clearly he didn't get the help that he needed, that he was looking for. Is that a horse on the side of the road? Those are two horses. Two horses going to the bus stop. That's bizarre. And then recently I got news of somebody who I really looked to growing up, who always hooked us up, you know, also in BMX, hooked us up with parts, hooked us up with good deals. He owned a bike shop around here. Again, one of those people who was just a genuinely nice dude, always had a smile on his face, always helping out everybody else, very generous, very thoughtful, kind, loving guy. Recently found out that he took his own life. And so, time and time again, I've realized there's people all around us who, on the outside, on the surface, everything seems to be going just, you know, just fine. And then you realize that they have these internal struggles that they're dealing with. So, how does that tie into motorcycles? Well, for me in life is a roller coaster, you know. We all have our ups and downs, and the good times, the bad times. It affects us all. And one of the things for me that's been consistent, or that's been a constant always, is I have to have something to look forward to. I have to have some kind of outlet. And in the recent year and a half or so, motorcycles has really become like a solid, reliable outlet for me. And that's you know, the throttle therapy that people throw around, as cliche as it sounds, it legit has something to it. There are studies out there, you know, scientific studies that can speak to the, you know, have numbers and data backing it up. But riding motorcycles, for me, it has been like a huge therapy. Whether it be that you're just having a rough week, whether it be you're just stuck inside and cooped up, whether it be, you know, dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with in life, there's nothing like throwing a leg over a bike and just having the wind hit your helmet or your ungloved hands or whatever it is, and just getting out there on two wheels. Oh yeah, but a lot of people aren't able to ride right now, and that's one thing that for me, like I said, I've always had something that's an outlet for me, but it hasn't always been motorcycles. And I like to think that if motos were taken away from me, if I no longer had this throttle therapy, that I would still be able to find an outlet, whether that be through skateboarding or biking or mountain biking or BMX. Oh, that's all the same thing. Parkour, or even hanging out with family. You know, there's a lot of things you can do. Reading good books, music, man. Music is, I tell people, music's my religion. Something about music, man, the arts, can really, like, you know, make you feel a lot better in life. So what was I getting at? Oh yeah, running. If you can't tell, I love the outdoors for sure. But then you also got to keep in mind, some people, even if they wanted to, wouldn't be able to ride a motorcycle. So my takeaway message here is just finding whatever outlet you need, but, you know, having an outlet, something that gives you purpose in life, you know, makes you feel excited when you wake up in the morning, something you look forward to. I remember even in, like, growing up in middle school, elementary school, if I didn't have something exciting going on after school, like going out to ride my bike or skateboarding or, you know, getting together with friends, it was such a struggle in the morning, waking up and having that motivation to get ready and go to school. Such a struggle. And I don't think it's any different as you get older. It's easy to get stuck and caught up in the grind, the daily grind, whether that be working or going to school, you know, raising your family. It's easy to get caught up in the mundane. And again, that's where motorcycles for me have come in the last year and a half. Just been having a blast, focusing a little bit on this outlet, learning something new, kind of stepping out of your comfort zone from time to time. So anyway, that's my talk on throttle therapy and depression. And I strongly encourage you, if you are one who struggles with depression, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody who has that professional experience. You know, try to get help. Try to find those outlets that help you out, the healthy outlets. And then I'll also make another note. One of the things that sucks that I've learned is when Jackie was going through her stuff, sometimes it's the people that are closest to you, you know, who should be the biggest support, who are just not capable of seeing it. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear time and time again parents who lose their children to suicide, and they didn't see the writing on the wall. And that's kind of how it was with me and Jackie, where Jackie was like giving me all the signs. She was telling me, like, I'm struggling with this, and I just couldn't, like, I didn't know how to help her or what to say or how to go about it. And it wasn't until after the fact, her and I talking, that she points out, like, dude, you really weren't able to help me the way I needed help at the time. Like, everything I said was the wrong thing, you know what I mean? And we're not naturally all going to be therapists or psychologists, but what we can do is do a little bit of our own research to find out, okay, what's a therapeutic way of communicating and being supportive? Like, what can I do? And I still got to do it. I'm, yeah, not the best at that, but yeah, so if you know that somebody is going through these types of things and you feel like you're just not helpful, then, I don't know, maybe go find some resources on how to help out. I wish I had better ones for that, but explore a little bit. It's kind of interesting how things have progressed over the years. Like, this used to be the norm, is you would have these alleyways through here, and that's obviously where you put your garbage can and stuff. Now we put the garbage can in front of the house, not behind the house. We have come a long way. Nice Harley Road King. So yeah, there you have it. Depression and throttle therapy. I love riding motorcycles. It's a lot of fun. Really is what an awesome luxury we have, you know, being able to come out and do this. But if you're not able to, I hope that you can find your outlet, whatever that may be. And if you are struggling with depression, I hope that you can find resources there as well. John's Moto Garage, like and subscribe if you're a fan of the content, and if you dig it. I do support I do appreciate all the support for sure. And I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one. Los Famos.